Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Liverpool show, ladies and gentlemen. Your favorite show of the week. You get me? I think you guys like this one a bit more even than the Coppish Tom one. Maybe if it was just Coppish, you'd like that one more, but because Tom is there, it brings down the score in it. So, yeah, big up to every single one of you guys. Make sure guys are slapping the like button. Make sure guys are subscribing to the channel if you're yet to do so. The road to 45k continues. We're almost there. Inshallah, 50k soon. 5,000 subs away from 50k, which will be absolutely incredible to celebrate with my amazing, incredible, legendary community. And yeah, we're here to talk about Liverpool. Hella business being done at the transfer window. We signed 4 new players on deadline day, you guys. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Let's go. We're here to talk about obviously the game this tomorrow. I was about to say this Sunday, then I remember this tomorrow. The game tomorrow against Bournemouth. Bad memories, you know. So yeah, joining me first and foremost, back on the channel after a long absence. He no longer has that cringy ass background. He is now back as himself on his grey sofa, the way that we loved him from the beginning. You get me? His tea is actually ready and his laundry is ready as well. So he has no excuses to be on his iPad Bitcoin trading the whole time. Man like Rax is in the building. Hi, Rax. How are we, man?
I'm good. I always like to squeeze in some last minute chores just before I come on screen. Sometimes that does overlap into the start of the show, but you can't quite see it in the background. But yeah, I did put my laundry out just before, and Husam obviously he was not backward coming forward about telling me to get that stuff done sooner. But I'm here. I have no cup of tea. I have my glass of Coke with ice, and I'm ready to join the guys and have an hour of fun with you lot.
Let's go. Let's go. Hour. This never lasts an hour. This lasts way longer,
You
We
know,
have Jamie and Mike on. They're both going to say some wild shit unnecessarily. And then this thing is going to drag out. You get me? I could tell looking at them both that they're going to unleash some wild shit today. And I'm here for it. You get me? I think Jamie's going to say, oh, Arsenal are going to finish 20th. Joining us on the channel next, you get me? The English version of myself, the only other emotional wreck on the stream. Absolutely love working with him. He knows I love working with him as well. Jazza is in the building. Hi, Jazza.
Big up, peeps. Yeah, I'm going to be sensible tonight.
That's what you say every time. It never works.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that for one moment.
No one believes that. Literally, no one believes that.
And F Arsenal, big up.
Big up to you.
1 minute.
Look, they know already. Look.
That was less than 5 minutes into the stream. Less than 5 minutes into the stream, Jamie's already started swearing and cursing at Arsenal.
Someone mentioned fatigue, like in the chat, please. Someone said the super chat, hey, Jamie, your thoughts on fatigue? That way he has to answer it, Guaranteed he goes mad, So, yeah, big up to you, my guys. Joining us next, of course, Kelleher's biggest fan in the whole universe. That plane has, what did I say plane? They say that ship has sailed. That plane has flown away. That's what they say as well. Yeah, I think that's what they say. Simicast stan like myself, big up. Nunes hater like myself, big up. And we were actually watching one of his earlier on videos yesterday, man. This guy's journey has been incredible. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Kmack's channel. Man, like Kmack is in the building. How are we, Kmack?
I'm all right. Keller was arse in his last game. He was arse.
Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Big up to you. It's okay. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. And speaking of mistakes, joining us on the channel, last but not least, of course, everyone's favorite panelist on the show. Everyone's favorite panelist. He causes nothing but chaos. My calculator is ready for when he wants to make his calculations. It's ready. Let's go. Let's go. Joining us on the channel, of course. He knows we love him. Man like Mike is in the building. Hi, Mike.
You almost got through it without bringing up the calculator. Almost. You almost did it. But just like per usual, you got to drop back to standard settings. But big up everybody. I mean, if you're sitting here and you're shocked, I'm just going to say you're an idiot. But that's a conversation for a different day. And I mean, listen, none of us know how to operate a football club, right? Like we don't belong to FSG. We don't know what it's like to run Arsenal or Chelsea or City or Newcastle. So what could we really say? Do we really need players? I mean, do we really need signings? Do we really need to up our wage bill? I don't know. I don't run a football club, so what good is my calculations? You know what I mean?
I hear you.
That's a great intro.
Fantastic intro. Fantastic. Look at the chat. They're just trolling you. This will never end. You like my calculator.
1 + 1 equals 3. Okay, 2 + 2 equals 5. If you don't understand it, get better.
Oh my god, you guys are so shameful, honestly. Anyway, regardless, big up to all of you guys. Listen, we already have 200 people in the building. Let's get the likes up early. Subscribe to the channel. Also, Jamie Phillips Football Chats, Mike Das LFC, Kmack's channel, and of course, Rax's Twitter is in the description. So go give them all a subscribe. Follow Rax on Twitter as well. And let's just get this party started with Liverpool this week. As per usual, you guys know we always started off with Liverpool this week. Obviously, this week, Liverpool beat Ipswich and, of course, lost to PSV in a dead rubber game. But regardless, we have to talk about it because why not? Mike, we'll start off with you. Go ahead, brother. Talk to me about Liverpool this week.
Ipswich game. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch it live. It was one of those ones that was at the crack of dawn, and I had a friend in town. But for the most part, easy as, right? You watch the highlights, it's literally just 8 billion chances that we ended up creating. Szoboszlai got back to some scoring ways. Beautiful shot from outside the box. Again, I feel like he was a player that we were desperately missing during the spell in which we were drawing games back to back. It's really nice to have him back. Hopefully he continues scoring ways. I'd like to see him start. I'd like to see that side of him more. Right. I'd like to see him start being a little bit more ambitious, take control a little bit, because, if you listen to the players in interviews and you see all these like behind the scenes things that they do with players on different YouTube channels, it's like everyone's like Szoboszlai is the best technical player that they have. Right. Cody Gakpo's like he's got the strongest shot. Curtis Jones is like he's the most technical midfielder, whatever. But either way, Ipswich, simple, right? 4-1 win. Whatever. We conceded a goal off of a set piece at the end of the game. It's not the end of the world. It's not like we're sitting here. We're going to have to be worrying about goal difference at the end of the season because ours is just so much higher than everyone else's. But yeah, business as usual with Ipswich Town. And then, of course, the Champions League game, there's not much to really microanalyze about that. I don't think that the result is something to take with any sort of weight. We saw a collection of players that probably will never be the collection of players that we see start again for the rest of the season. I do think that there were some shining stars. I thought that McConnell, the way that he would take up the half turn and just eat through space in the midfield is what I wanted to see out of a player like that in this kind of game. Use this moment to show your positive qualities, get the manager behind you a little bit, show us that if we needed you in a pinch, you could do something. And then on the counter, I thought that Jadon Dan's his performance was a little bit lackluster. I've been calling for him to play more, but to me, it just looked like he had heavy legs, and maybe the first Champions League start of the season of his career kind of got to him. But also at the same time, I don't think that we were really playing in a way that benefited his play style. So I think that give and take with him. But from everyone else, Chiesa, excellent performance. Without his work ethic, we don't score two of those goals. Defensively, I'm not going to say catastrophic. I know that we conceded 3 goals, but we really generally only conceded like 3 chances, right? Like Leipzig. I'm sorry. I already forget the name.
PSV.
PSV, they didn't have a lot of opportunities, but the opportunities that they had, they finished. I'm not going to harp on anyone for Bakayoko's goals. Sometimes you just have to say he sat down 2 defenders and he scored a worldie. Because if Mo Salah did that, we'd all be sitting here saying, holy shit, Mo's amazing. And PSV fans would be saying, Andrew Robertson sucks. So, you got to look at things from different perspectives. I thought that Kwanzaa was good going forward. He was poor going back. And then everyone else, I don't have any super complaints about anyone else on that pitch. But again, it's just a game that you have to take with a grain of salt. Take the good performances, pick up, move forward. We're never going to see that starting 11 again the rest of the season. And poor Gallo on the pitch for 2 minutes, and he gets a red card. But what are you going to do? Sometimes it's just the way the cookie crumbles.
You know, one thing I will say though, I agree with
He's got the
everything Mike
ball.
said regarding the PSV.
One thing.
Go on.
The
players'
fucking
balls.
the referee. I mean, listen, I every time I go on a show, I say I hate talking about refs, but the officiating in that game was the worst I've ever seen, because the second goal, I mean, dude, Endo gets impeded by the ref and he loses a step. If he doesn't lose that step, he clears that ball. He doesn't lose possession. All of a sudden, it's completely different. And then just like the lack of fouls called for us, and the what's it called? The surplus of fouls called against us was a little bit shocking.
I will say one thing. I'm not making any overarching statements based on that game. I agree completely with Mike. I think even Mike will vouch, like, listen, I didn't lose my shit or anything because we lost. I was completely calm. I didn't, because we worked with each other on the terrace. You came on the terrace, right, that day? Yeah, you were there. So he knows I wasn't really ranting. I wasn't raging. I wasn't like, oh no, my God, we lost. I wasn't like upset at all. The one thing I will say though is, look, sometimes when people show you who they are, you have to believe them. The only thing I am saying from that game is I would genuinely be absolutely shitting myself if we have to play Kwanzaa in any game of massive importance this season. And I think that's a fair statement to make, because if you can't handle it away at PSV in a dead rubber game and you're making silly mistakes, then you can't really handle anything like spectacular, if you would like. Like, imagine, God forbid, we have to play Kwanzaa away at Atletico in the first round, in the first leg of a semi-final or something. I'd be shitting myself, to be honest with you. And the other thing I want to say is, look, sometimes as Liverpool fans, and this is not just a me thing or a Jamie thing, this is everyone thing. Sometimes I feel like we overrate and underrate some of our players at the same time. And I'll tell you what I mean. Someone like a Trent and a Bradley, right? You have people like Tom Little, and as soon as Tom Little made that statement, we should all knew to not make that statement. Someone like Tom Little will come tell you, because Bradley had an unreal game against Real Madrid, oh, he should start all the games to the end of the season because Trent had a bad game. And then you watch Bradley against PSV and you're like, oh, this is why Trent is the starter. And this is not an insult to Bradley. These players, whether it's a McConnell or a Bradley or a Endo or whoever it is, they can come in for a game here and there. They can come in for a Carabao Cup game, for even like, let's say we're at home to Ipswich, at home to whoever. They can come in and they can make an impact, of course. In Bradley's case, hell, he made an impact against the biggest club in the world, Real Madrid. So he had a fantastic performance. But there's levels to this game. There's a reason why Trent is the best right back on earth. There's a reason why Real Madrid want Trent, not Bradley, you know? And with the Kwanzaa conversation, I'll be honest with you, I'm really happy, completely happy. Apologies, that Joe Gomez is back. I am so happy, because now that gives us two other rotational options with Virgil van Dijk that are just so much better than what we saw. And Endo as well.
Endo
was.
I'm with you. I think he was the second best player on the pitch for us.
Yeah, and that's that's why I'm saying, like, if someone shows you who they are, you have to believe it, bro. You just have to believe it. Like, at this point in time, how many bad performances has Kwanzaa had this season? A lot of them.
We looked much better when Endo went into defense, but then he subbed the defender, and then he subbed Robbo, and then went back into midfield, and then Nalo got sent off like seconds later.
Yeah.
Can I talk about the PSV game and then talk about the
go ahead,
game?
of course, go ahead.
So, look, the PSV game, I think we rested 12 players. Like, we even rested one of our subs, which is crazy in itself, like, but we did. PSV haven't been beaten in home in over 50 games, I believe. Like they're not mugs. Like, we seem to have this conception that because they're a Dutch team, they're crap. They're actually a really good side. And the last team that beat them, I actually think it was Arne Slot's team on penalties at their ground. Like, so they've got a really good record at home, just like Lille had a really good record when we played them. And we only lost 3-2 with basically our third team and our defence basically a hodge job of our left back as a centre back, our Instagrammer as a as a central defender, and poor Bradley's stuck with all the crap players again. Like he always seems to get games with all the crap players. He never seems to get a good game with the good players. And then you've got two midfielders that haven't played at all this season, like just chucked in. So like, you know, at the end of the day, we actually played pretty well considering the fact that we had a hodge job of a team all thrown together, and it looks like Dan's might have actually been in the stands, and the manager went in the last minute. Nunes is sick.
Whose
You're
dog
on,
is
mate.
this?
Get your boots. And he was like,
It's not
"What?"
Buster.
You know what
Yeah,
I
that's a
mean?
real loud ass dog.
I think it's
And,
Kmack's dog.
That's win.
You know, you got a referee that basically. What's that? I didn't hear that. What was that?
He's abandoned Arsenal and he's coming over to the red side.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Man
my
just
God.
so casually said, "That's win." Hey, big up win, man. Big up win.
Win the dog, you know.
Nah, that's a great one, Jamie. Big up
And,
to you. Man said, "That's win." Hey, fair. Carry on, Kmack.
Yeah,
Sorry. Go ahead.
and you've got a referee that looks like David Coote, which I thought might have been David Coote at one stage for the way he managed that game. So, you know, look, at the end of the day, like we scored 2 goals. They had a couple of chances. Like our goalie was a bit arse. You know, we've got a left back playing as a centre back that isn't really good as a left back this season. So what do you expect? And it is what it is. Like we made a bit of a game of it in the end, but the Ipswich game, that was total domination. That was the way Liverpool are. That was what our first team can provide. And I also feel that was kind of the coming of Dominic Szoboszlai for me. Like, I think maybe the penny's dropped. I think maybe he's realised that he doesn't have to look for Salah anymore. He's his own man. He can take his own shots. He can control the game himself now. Feels like maybe he started to believe in himself a bit more, and he knows that he's got the talent and he's got the capability. And look, I know it's a wild shout, yeah. And some people said it when we signed him, that he's the Hungarian Steven Gerrard. But he's played 233 games in his career. He's got 55 goals and 51 assists. Like, and he's only just turned 24. We have got an absolute monster on our hands for the next couple of years. If we can get him into the right positions and give him the confidence and give him the space in that team to play. And that's all I've got to say on that. And
no one's
There's
judging
Tom.
anyone, Tom, except Kwanzaa. That's it.
There's
We're
Tom.
just saying Kwanzaa's just shown us who he is multiple times, and we just.
Kwanzaa plays like he played against Manchester United now. He llooks a bit nervous.
You have to.
And if you want to
Tom,
come on,
you-
Tom, message me. I'll send you the link.
Yeah, you have to use this game as like you can use it as a metric for individual performance. Like I can look at McConnell and I can say great job. I can look at Endo, I can say great job. I can look at Kwanzaa, I can say poor on the day. Like going forward, fine. Defending, poor, shaky. I think criticizing Bradley's a little bit harsh, but I'm biased. But you can look at individual performances and critique them. I would not look at the team performance and critique it, because these players are never going to play with each other in this sense. We're never going to see Andrew Robertson play center back again. It will never happen, ever.
I'd be happy to see them play again in 2 weeks' time or a week and a half, whenever it is, against Plymouth. So
Yeah,
if
me
we
too.
play more or less the same team,
Sure.
I'm fine. I can sit through it again if it's
I
against
actually-
Plymouth.
I actually don't mind seeing Slot in midfield against Plymouth.
You know,
We could pluck Stevie G
I'm
out
also
of his
not-
assistant manager role, put him on the pitch.
You know, I'm not even that bothered about Kwanzaa, because the thing is, I know if Kwanzaa plays, Kwanzaa's going to be playing with Virgil, and when Kwanzaa plays with Virgil, normally it's fine. So I don't anticipate there being any issues.
Rax, why do you always have to be like this? Why do you like this type of guy? You have to go like, oh,
Rax, I think if you
bloody-
played with Virtual, it'd be fine, to be fair.
Yeah, come on, man. Say it as it is, Rax. You're never worried about anything. There's sometimes you have to worry in life.
Life's too short to worry, man. We'll be okay. We'll be all right. I have faith. I have faith that there'll be a time will come this season where Quansah will be called upon, and he's already been called upon a couple of times this season, and he's sometimes he's been a bit shaky, sometimes he's been okay.
Yes,
That's fine.
you're such a,
And look, and to
you're
be absolutely
such a
honest,
fraud.
no,
You're
to
such
be
a
on
fraud.
also to be
Name
honest,
one good Kwanzaa game this whole year.
no, okay, but I'll also say, don't get me wrong,
Okay, but is
Gomez
not
is,
an opponent we played this
Gomez
year,
is
unfortunately.
capable of good performances, but Gomez is a brain far away from making us lose a game as well. So I'm pretty much done with Joe Gomez, to be absolutely honest. Yes, he can step up every now and then, but we've seen it, unfortunately, since he's had that injury. He's not the same player. He's capable of mess ups. And anyway, I don't want to talk too much about them. I'm just looking forward to tomorrow, because it's going to be a big challenge, and but I'm comfortable with the fact that we're going into it. The last few games we've played, when we've had our proper full strength team out, we've looked very, very good. We've looked professional. We've looked strong in every area of the pitch, and yeah, that's why I don't think any of us go into the game with anything by expecting a win.
Why are you done with Gomez though? Can you elaborate on that one? I think like maybe 2 years ago, the Bambi on ice and ice spice here, I was done with
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
But I feel like he
but
redeemed himself. He really redeemed himself last season. We have to be honest. And then this year, he's been solid every time he's played. To be fair to him,
he still makes individual errors. He makes stupid decisions every now and then. He'll come in sometimes and he'll be great. And listen, in my opinion, until Konate came along, in terms of level, the highest level I ever saw Van Dijk play was when Van Dijk and Gomez play was when Gomez and Van Dijk played together. That partnership I thought was excellent. But
1920, you mean, yeah, and 18,
yeah, they were fantastic. They're unbelievable. And at that point, I was so hopeful that Gomez was ready was another elite defender, or was going to become another elite defender. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be. And I completely understand why the club was willing to let him go in the summer. I would argue potentially it's a summer too late, but that's by the by. I'd be flabbergasted if he's not sold in this summer.
You don't feel that if we'd have sold him, we'd have ended up with Quansah, like instead of like we had to have played Quansah because Konate was injured.
I would have expected if we sold him for 40 odd million, that necessitates obviously another centre back coming in. I wouldn't countenance selling him if we're not going to get a replacement.
I wouldn't trust us to buy someone to replace.
Sure, no, that's a fair point. That's a fair point, Kmack. But I would assume that if we are going to sell him, like if we sold him in the summer, we would get another central defender in.
So that would be we'd go and get Matip back on a free.
It's a very bold assumption to make.
Yeah,
Jamie, why are you quiet? Why do I feel like you're about to punch us all?
I honestly couldn't give a shit about the game on Wednesday. I'll be honest with you. It was a nothing game. It was a nothing burger. Do you know what I mean? It was a hamburger without the patty. You know what I mean? It was just. It was a pre-season friendly. It was crap. Nothing in it. You know, you can tell the manager didn't take it seriously. He played Robbo Quansah, a centre-back partnership. I mean, you know, straight away there, I was like, well, obviously the manager don't care. I don't care. But was there some decent football played? Yeah, bits and pieces. The fact that, you know, our C team went to PSV and put a game on and, you know, only lost 3-2, I think says a lot about how good the squad actually is. Because if PSV played their C or B team against our C or B team, we'd annihilate them.
Yeah.
So I think that shows how good the squad actually is. The team, they all played with no urgency. You know, there was no urgency in our play or anything like that. You know, the game was we're already through, weren't we? Chiesa looked good. I thought Chiesa looked decent. He looked sharp. You know, Slot said that himself. You know, he thinks he can play more games now, which is great to hear.
Yeah.
Harvey was maybe a little bit disappointing. I expected maybe a better game out of Harvey. But when there's no motive, the thing with football, the thing with football, when there's no innings rotation, I'm never tired. My wife will tell you that. But no,
With the 50-pound note or without?
she gets enough. She gets enough of me. Don't worry about it.
Referring to one of Jamie's old jokes. If you know, you know, mate. If you know, you know. Big up.
I thought Chiesa had a good game. His tracking back was a bit of an issue for me because I do like my wingers to track back. Yeah, Dan's. I think that game showed me why you can't sell Darwin Núñez this January and keep Jadon Danns, because Darwin Núñez is just a better footballer right now than Jadon Danns. But yeah, there was nothing in this game. The guys played like they didn't care. The game I was happy about was Ipswich. That was the most comfortable 90 minutes I've seen us play all season. We dominated.
I really want more
domination.
of that. Like, I feel like we lost that a little bit. Like, you know, at the start of the season, it felt like we were just dominating. Like every game at the start of the season felt like an Ipswich, and then we started like not really doing that. Oh, obviously, besides Forest, and then we started
not even that. Not even that.
I think didn't we break some kind of record against Ipswich in balls into the box or balls into the final third? Like they had, like,
and we broke a record against Brentford as well.
Most shots 3, and we had about 180 or something daft like that. Like, that's just wild.
This is a misconception that I have a problem with about the beginning of the season for Liverpool, because if you were to break down the first, let's just call it 12 games, if you were to break down the first dozen games compared to the games in which we, had our little blip in, I'd say that there isn't too big of a difference. The only real differences between those two is that the opposing team was clinical and we were missing a key defender. That's it. Konate wasn't there, and the other team was getting pretty much the same exact chances they were finishing. If you go back, you watch the first 4 or 5 games of this season, even the first game of this season, Ipswich had 2 one-on-ones in the first 30 minutes. If they're clinical, even at a 50% rate, they go up 1-0. That changes the prospect of the entire game. Like when you go back and you re-review a game. I
think you overanalyze things, Mike. I really do. I think you overanalyze things.
Which is perfectly fine. But to me, the only difference is that we were conceding the same chances and other teams were finally scoring them. There's not a drastic difference in the way that we played.
But isn't that because of the positions that we're putting there?
The blip.
But isn't that because of the positions that we're putting their players in that they can't take those chances? So it's actually good defending. Like we've done that all season. Like,
I'm not even talking about getting into dangerous
the
areas.
XG against us has been a lot less than the XG for us. Like in most games all season, which inevitably you win games and you win the league, like because you do that. Like
I don't know.
So whether they miss or not is probably because of the positions we put them in. Like you never see our goalkeepers having like absolute worldies like you did in the past. Like how many times did Ali pull off like 5 or 6 world-class saves in some of the games last season and the season before? He's hardly having to do anything now. Like, it's concentration more now. Like,
I just feel like dominating at the beginning of the season is an over-exaggeration. And I don't think that we had performances like we did against Ipswich earlier on this season as often as some people would like to have said. When we went on that run and people who said that we were dominating teams and controlling games.
I'm not saying like Ipswich. I'm saying Ipswich was the dominant one. I'm saying the kind of the run of games we had before that. Like we just need, it's just that little bit of fine tuning, because guys, let's just all be serious now. We need to start pulling away now. If I know we all want to win this league, I know we all want to see number 20 being lifted, with a fan base, with a stadium and everything, and not like the way that was lifted last time, This time's going to be a lot different, parades and stuff. We do have to, at some point in time, start to just pull away from the pack. And I feel like this weekend is a weekend in which there is a possibility to pull away from the pack, and we need to take that possibility. We need to try our best to do it, because
we need Arsenal to lose.
Yeah, exactly. So if Arsenal, let's say, we beat Bournemouth and then Arsenal lose to City, that puts us in a much better position directly, and I think this is the thing with us. We need to start pulling away, and we haven't really done that enough this season. We haven't really pulled away like that this season. And I feel like
that would be 9 points clear with a game in hand.
Yeah, exactly. We need to start pulling away, man. We really need to start pulling away, because it's it's just you know,
Like I don't.
PTSD is a thing. I'll be honest
Yeah.
with you.
It is. It
The
is.
thing is,
Like,
if we beat Bournemouth, our next 2 league games are away at Bournemouth, obviously tomorrow, and away at Everton. And if we, at that point, obviously we'll be at equal games. And that if we win the next 2 games, and we're at 9 points, I think that Arsenal that becomes such a huge mental obstacle for Arsenal when they have got injuries and all that kind of stuff. I think at that point it becomes almost impossible for them to make that up. I know people might think that I'm like tempting fate and all that kind of stuff, but 9 points with the way that we're playing. Remember, Arsenal are counting on us to drop points in some of these big away games. They're looking at Bournemouth tomorrow, thinking, you know what, Bournemouth beat Forest 5-0 last week. They could do something. You know what, Everton under the lights, Goodison Park, last Merseyside derby, they could do something. If we take those 2 games away from them, that's a big mental blow for them, because then the number of tough away games that we have left reduces substantially, and they still have to come to Anfield. I think we'll know within the next 2 weeks we could potentially be 9 points, and that will be your gap. So,
and speaking of, this is the perfect segue because I don't want to start talking about tomorrow's game. Before that, Josh and
Not my
Tyler, you both
time.
tried it. You both tried it. You get try the whole making it rain stuff, but didn't work because you're both frauds. So hold that, mate. You're both frauds, and no one else followed suit because this is not a strip club. You're both losers. You get me? Anyway, big up to both of you guys for the super chats. Make sure you guys all in the chat liking and subscribing. Let's get. I don't know how many likes we're on. Guys, we're not even at 100 likes yet. You guys are on some bullshit today. Come on, let's get the likes up. Every single one of you guys right now, please do hit that like button. Do subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. I do want to move on to talk about Bournemouth because I do agree with Jamie. Listen, if Husam and Jamie are not mad, then no one has the right to be mad. Like, you get me? Like, we're both quite angry sometimes. And if we're both not mad about PSV, then no one in the chat should be. Trust me. Anyway, close your live chat and like the video and go subscribe to all these guys as well. I do want to touch on this Bournemouth game because I feel like this is going to be one of them tricky fixtures. You know that maybe a Liverpool of the past, when they end up dropping points, would have dropped points. And that's the thing, Promo. You're talking about our away record against the current top 6. We still have to go to City away and Chelsea away. Now, I am going to say the following. There's a reason why I'm putting heightened importance on tomorrow's game. And I'm going to just say, I'm going to intro this segment regarding Bournemouth, and I'm going to give you guys the floor. Whoever wants to take it away, take it away. Look, the reason why I give heightened importance is it's February now. Okay? It's February. We are 3 months away from the end of the season. There is no more reason for any of us to start bullshitting each other and say, oh my God, it's okay if we draw tomorrow and then Arsenal lose because we have gained a point. We can't have that mindset. Now is the mindset where we just pull away. By the time an Arsenal do wake up or a City do wake up or whoever wakes up, they're like, shit, these guys are like fucking 15 points away. We ain't going to catch them type stuff. And then you can afford to go to the Etihad and get a draw. You can afford to go to Stamford Bridge and get a draw and you're calm. Because the league title is locked up already. And that even, hell, I'm going to take this a step further. That might even allow you to focus even a bit more on the Champions League as an example and try to cook a bit more in that, you know? So it helps us out from all perspectives. Tomorrow's game, thank you, Promo. Tomorrow's game for me is extremely important. And I'm backing the team to win. I know there are certain people that are a little bit doubtful. There are certain people that are a little bit worried about Bournemouth, specifically given the fact that they beat Forest. Guys, there's a reason why calculator merchants need to be cooked. Because not everything is on pen. 1 second. Not everything is on pen and paper. Bournemouth are Nottingham Forest's bogey team. I worked with Wolfie and he's told me this. Last time that Nottingham Forest beat Bournemouth was 2015. So they've had a really tough time against Bournemouth. And we know that. How many times have we sat there, watched Spurs against City, and Spurs turn into like prime Real Madrid against Man City? It makes no sense.
Bogey teams are real things. They are.
Yeah, it's a real thing. But if you remember 10 years ago, you know who our bogey team was? West Bromwich Albion. Thank God they got relegated.
They always used to beat us and get points off us all the time.
And Crystal Palace.
Every time
Palace,
we face West Brom. Every time we face West Brom, we By the way, Allison had to score a header in the last second against who?
Yeah.
West Bromwich Albion, who were gonna get relegated. That's how bad this bogey
What a
season
game,
is.
man. What a
I'm not
game.
gonna
Bournemouth,
use.
Bournemouth
let me
isn't
ju-
bad.
like, it's just my last statement. I'm not gonna use the Forest game as a measuring stick. However, as much as I back the boys, Bournemouth are on an 11-game invincible streak. We're on an 18-game invincible streak. Someone's streak is breaking tomorrow.
The difference with Bournemouth. Do you want to get your calculator out, Mike, or can I talk? It's up to you, Mike.
We're not on we're not on an 18 game
Damn!
invincible streak.
Damn, Kmack.
We just
He went
we just
there.
lost. We're not on a
league,
invincible
mate.
streak.
League.
Oh. Oopsie daisy. Go ahead, Kmack. Calculator is at rest.
Look, the difference with Bournemouth, I feel as well, is Bournemouth kind of play the football right now under this new manager, which we could get at them. Like, they don't sit back. Like, even Slot said, like, we were beating them 3-0 at Anfield, and they were still coming at us. Like, and that was a really tough game, even though we did beat them. Like, they had a goal disallowed early on. They had more shots than us in that game, Slot said. So this is a team that can be got at. And we seem to play well against teams that try to play against us. Like, so we've had results against these teams. It's the low block teams, like your Nottingham Forest, where they basically just put up, 2 banks of 5 in their box, and we just battered them, but we still couldn't get past them. So to have a team which is a bit more expressive and expansive might actually play in our favour. And they're at home as well, so they're also in front of their own fans. So they're going to want to put a show on. And you also have to look at the fact that their team has been flogged all season. Like they are going to be tired, some of those players. And I know we've got the fatigue thing on there, Jamie. I know, mate.
Yeah,
But they've had loads of injuries and they've had to play a lot of their players over and over again. And we're coming in completely fresh.
You're right there, Jamie.
He's holding it. He's about to just start screaming and he's holding it in.
I thought
You know when you're on a road trip and you're just holding a piss in and you just know that the next stop is like an hour later and you're just gonna have to hold that. So he's just holding it in. Look at him. He's just holding it in. Go on, Kmack. Talk about the tiredness. Go on.
And
don't let Jamie stop you. This is
and I just feel that, like, this is a moment to really put a statement of intent down, because look, we won the league back in 2019 because we just blew Manchester City away and they just couldn't cope. And they've even said this season, some of their players as well have said, we're not going to win the league. Like, we're not in a competition anymore. And it's only going to get to that stage with Arsenal when we put so many games together and win so many games that Arsenal just go, it's just done. Like, and I feel like this one in Everton,
we break them.
Be the
we
ones.
break them.
Yeah, it just breaks them.
I listen. I think that first and foremost, Bournemouth are not they're not a bad team. They're not the same team that they were last season. And the last time we went to Bournemouth, it took a Darwin Núñez absurd strike from like 35 yards out to even win the game. Right? I don't know how many people remember the EFL Cup last November.
Did we actually beat them in the league last year away?
I'm looking at what our last results are against them.
I don't
Did we
recall.
draw?
Did we beat them?
We beat them September 21st, 2024, or maybe I'm looking at the wrong one. No?
If you're looking at the Carabao Cup, I
That
remember
was this year.
game.
That was this season.
2023. I'm talking about 2023. So last season, first part of last season, that's the last time I think that we went away.
Jota and Núñez
to Bournemouth.
brace.
Or am I? Or
By the way, you guys are talking about Carabao Cup here.
Yeah.
no. When was the last
I'm
time
talking about like in the league?
I'm just talking about traveling there. I think based on what I'm looking at right now, the last time we went there was November of 2023. So at the second part of the season, we played them at home, and then the first half of this season, we played them at home. Because then that would make sense. I'm not even talking about like League, Premier League. That's just the last game I see that we played there. But regardless, Bournemouth have the second best defense in the league.
Yeah, we won 4-0 in the league and 2-1 in the cup.
In the league.
Yeah,
Uh,
4-0 in the league and 2-1 in the cup last season.
Apologies.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well, then for some reason I'm just
It was
not
a
seeing
it was
the-
a 0-0 the
4-0.
season before. I got mixed up.
I think I'm on the
Um,
same site as Mike because it says 4-0. Anyway,
Regardless-
go ahead. Yeah.
Regardless, Bournemouth have the second best defense in the league right now. They've only conceded 26 goals. The two in front of them obviously are Liverpool and Arsenal. And then you have Forest with 27. I don't want to listen, if they beat Forest 5-0, it is what it is. Again, Kluivert is just literally on fire right now. I mean, if anything, if I'm scared of anything, I'm scared of him taking control of possession in midfield and ripping one of those from outside the box, because that's 2 games in a row now where he's just scored absurd goals. And that's the last thing I want to see. That's not to say that I'm scared of Bournemouth going into this weekend, but I think that they are a much improved side. I think that the 3-0 earlier this season, take it with a grain of salt. I mean, there's plenty of teams. We beat Manchester United 3-0 in the first part of the season. Drove them off the pitch. Wasn't exactly the same story on the home leg, but I'm just a little bit. I'm a little bit worried. I don't think that it's going to be a scary game, but on paper, this is a very good side. On form, this is a very good side. It's not a place that people like to go. They give big teams trouble there every single season. And it's an imperative game for us because Arsenal have to beat Manchester City. And even if Forest win, they just draw equal to Arsenal. So it's an opportunity to extend your lead by a full another game. It goes from a 2-game swing to a 3-game swing, potentially a 4-game swing if you beat Everton. Like, with those costs in mind, maybe that just makes me analyze Bournemouth that much more. But I don't think that they're a poor team, and I think that certain players on their team are in very impressive form. And,
Their manager is the one that deserves the most credit, in my opinion.
But I don't think we should
Iraiola's
look.
doing a fantastic job. Well done to him.
I know we mentioned obviously talking about the Everton game and us potentially being 9 points and all that kind of stuff. But I don't necessarily think we should look at that stuff when we're specifically talking about Bournemouth. Bournemouth are a good team. They are where they are because they have been very good. Both attacking, defensively, attacking especially to go away to Newcastle and win like they did. That's no mean feat. They are in very good form. But I think when we look not what we should do, because I'm not telling people what they should do, but we should be very, very confident because of the way we're playing right now. We would give any team in the world trouble. And whilst I'm not taking it for granted, I just have the utmost confidence that we're going to go tomorrow and we're going to impose ourselves on Bournemouth. And when we do that, more times than not, we will win because we're that good.
Yeah, it's fucking Bournemouth.
Yeah, I agree, Jamie.
Of course, here comes
I
Jamie.
agree.
Here comes Jamie.
Yeah, 4-1.
Bournemouth are like 7th, Jamie. They're like
we're the best team in Europe. So yeah, 4-1.
They're like 4 points behind Forest.
I mean, listen, the only thing that scares me is
If they win, they actually end up in top 4. That's fucking.
the only thing that genuinely scares me in this game is the first 20 minutes and Bournemouth taking an opportunity early. That's it, right? If we can get through this first 20 minutes, if we can deal with the pressure and move the game. End of game, this team does not scare me. Second half, this team does not scare me. It's the fast start. Like a team in this kind of form, if Kluivert pulls up and it rips one from outside the box in the fucking 10th minute, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. I think score first, score early, end this, nip it in the butt.
What worries me about Bournemouth is their front 4. Like they have a very
Kluivert is good.
interchangeable.
Kluivert is
And by the way,
dog.
even the ones that they bring off the bench, like Unal, and like multiple different guys who
He's
are
injured.
difference makers to them, like they can make a difference in a game. But at the end of the day, we can't be complacent and disrespectful. Like I started someone on the stream. Oh, it's just Bournemouth. Listen, it was just Forest when we faced them. It was just Spurs when we faced them. So
These are the teams that we historically drop points to.
yes, and we must win. We must win. Like this is a must-win game.
Look for me on this one. I think the manager's really done us a good job here by resting everyone. So everyone's going to be fresh for this game. Look, Jamie's right. It is just Bournemouth. Like, they're on a good run of form, but it is just Bournemouth. Okay, they've got Kepa in goal. Okay, like, the guy's got a mistake in him. Put a bit of pressure on him. You're probably going to get a bit of joy out of him. They've got Kirkes, who we've been monitoring and scouting for God knows how long, so we should know some of his weaknesses. They've got Dean Huijsen, who's a 19-year-old centre-back who's just come in and looked
Who we wanted, by the way.
Yeah, he's just come in and looked like a bloody Costa Curta Nesta at the moment. Like, just come in and dominated.
He's the geezer. He's the geezer we should buy to replace Virgil, by the way.
Yeah, I think we'll buy Huijsen and Kirkes anyway. I think they're the two players we'll probably buy. And
You
if
guys think we're going to buy players?
Semenyo that we were looking at, then we should know how to play against him. Look,
Yeah,
this is the game we're going to win. Okay,
You know,
they're playing a midfielder as a right back or a left back in Cuff. He's not even a natural fullback. So we're going to look at their weaknesses and we're going to get at them. And they've got a load of players injured, so they haven't got a great bench. So if we play our game and we keep possession, and they have to run around like headless chickens to try and get the ball off us, and our midfield dominates, we'll probably win this game 4-1.
Remember, Semenyo's the one on Robertson's side.
Jamie said. Don't say his name. You went and jinxed it, didn't you?
I think
Just
Bournemouth
saying.
will score. I think Bournemouth will score in this game. Look, yeah, Bournemouth's attack's good. Yeah, Bournemouth's attack's good, but
Jamie, why are you so annoyed? What happened? What's annoying you about this conversation? I don't get it. So you want? So you really think that we're just gonna like they're an easy team?
I'm annoyed with life. Don't worry about it.
Jamie.
No, I've been pissed off all day. I just fuck Bournemouth. Fuck, what are we doing here? I'm more scared of the Seagulls in Clivert. What are we doing? Come on, like it's just I can't be having it, man. Justin Clivert's in a purple patch. Their striker has scored a hat trick against Forest, wasn't it? Is their left back last season. So they're doing very well. And their manager's excellent, by the way. He's doing a great job, and he's got them playing really well. But they will play one way of football, and that is all-out attack, and they will constantly go all-out attack. What Liverpool got to do, Liverpool want to win this game, they got to keep at least 70% of the ball. If they keep 70% of the ball and feed the ball in quickly, because what Bournemouth will do, they overload the wide areas and the attacking areas because that's the way they like to play. That's why they always get a lot of shots off in games. When they do that, we got to make sure we can get the ball quickly to Mo, Darwin, Diaz, Gakpo, whoever's playing in them wide areas, and expose the space that Bournemouth will leave in behind. So that's why it's important for Liverpool to keep hold of the ball. You want Gravenberch and McAllister to have a solid game in that double pivot. And I think we will get the game won. We are the stronger side. We have got the better forwards. We have got the better centre half. We have got the better goalkeeper. Keep the ball, professional performance. Don't give think away stupid. That's how Bournemouth will score. If you see the goal they scored at Anfield that was offside in the first 2 minutes, it's because we gave away a stupid pass. We were sloppy, and they went straight for our throats. And that's what Bournemouth do. Keep the ball, stay professional, keep solid at the back. And with our attack at the moment, they will just score goals. So that's why I'm going 4-1.
What's your front three, Jamie? Because we have to ask you that question.
My front three would be Gakpo, Darwin Núñez, and Salah. The reason I want Darwin Núñez to play, if Jota was fit like last week and he had a week's full training, I'd start Jota. But I want a striker to occupy their centre halves. Get a striker just to occupy the centre halves, let them think a little bit, and then you'll have more room in the wide areas because of the way Bournemouth attack. They're going to leave that space in behind. So I think it's important to have a striker in this game to occupy the centre backs. I don't care if he doesn't do anything, but I think it'll allow Gakpo and Salah to get more freedom in the wide areas.
Donkey Kong has a good record against them as well, so might as well take advantage of that. You get me?
Yeah.
Up top. Let's go. I think the fact that Slot started Gakpo against PSV, though, I have a hunch that Diaz will play against Bournemouth. I think it's going to be Diaz, Núñez, and Salah.
Might be.
I hope not. I don't like those two together. It's too chaotic.
Yeah,
but then ask yourself, why did Gakpo start against PSV?
Oh, it's because it was his home town.
He got taken off in 60 minutes, didn't he? So he's been
50.
Yeah, I don't think Slot is like that sentimental guy that's like, oh yeah, Gakpo, this is your hometown club.
No, he asked him. He asked him if he'd go. Otherwise, we'd have had like probably train Ione up there.
That's why when Cody came off, he did the tour of the stadium, didn't he?
Yeah.
And we still lost.
Did Cody even run? Did Cody even run in that game?
I didn't see him apart from the penalty.
Yeah, so I think he'll play.
I suspect it's going to be Diaz and Nunez. I really do.
It could be. That's a lot quicker, I suppose, ain't it? So he might use that.
Rax's knee has a 6-pack.
It isn't even our forward line though that I'm concerned about. Like the midfield has to do their job. McAllister, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai need to control the game, and it doesn't matter who's in the front three. I don't care who plays alongside Salah in this game. I need control from Szoboszlai. I need control from McAllister. And whoever you put
out, I just saw it.
whoever you put in the front three, it won't make a difference. Salah's going to be on the right. The other two don't matter, because if the midfield does their job, we'll create chances and flurries, and all of these guys can score. So, like the front line to me is completely inconsequential, because ultimately, if you really needed to, you could just rely on Mo to isolate a winger. I mean, to isolate the fullback one-on-one, create an opportunity. But the midfield has to do their job. Szoboszlai has to be on it. Gravenberch has to be on it. They were doing their job against Ipswich, and all of our goals were being created from incisive midfield passes. It wasn't a transition game. It was midfield's controlling, incisive pass. That's how you're going to end up beating Bournemouth.
I think our bench could win it as well. So let's say we start Diaz, Darwin, and Salah. On the bench, you go have Chiesa, Jota, and Gakpo, ain't you? More likely, if they trained in the team. So from there, that's a bench no one else has got in this league. That's why we're going to win the title. So
and not just that, they're all coming back into fitness now. Like we've got almost a fully fit squad right now as well. At this point in the season, that's absolutely crazy. It's a testament. This is testament to Slot, how well he's managed the squad. There's been the odd injury here and there, but generally speaking,
they're contact injuries though.
Yeah, and just in general, like the slight decrease in tempo versus Klopp has really served us well. And
we're fitter this season.
Yeah, he deserves huge credit for that.
It's also the training as well. Like he's literally. Have you noticed that like people have been reporting that they didn't see people in training? That's because they were doing a completely separate session where they weren't getting runs through the mill like everybody else was. It's just the whole medical staff and the management of our team is the reason why we will win the league. It's just a fact. Like if you get more players on the pitch, your best players on the pitch more, and they get to play more games together, you perform better.
I agree. It's like our squad, yeah. It's like Gravenberch hasn't played as much as people really think. Yeah. Yes, he's played every Premier League game, but he missed the last Champions League game. He's only played 190 minutes in the whole of the League Cup. He ain't played an FA Cup yet. He won't play the next round of the FA Cup. And the last, I think, 4 games in the league has been bringing him off after 60-odd minutes, 70-odd minutes. So, but even players like Gravenberch that people were worried about, he hasn't actually played as much as people think he has. Slot's rotated really well all season. And that's why the team's really fit right now, really fresh. I actually think we're the fittest team in the league at this moment in time, and we've got the best.
I don't think fittest in terms of not having injuries. In terms of like cardiovascular fitness, I don't think we need to be because of the way we don't
sprint as much now.
We don't. You don't have to play that kind of game, and like you shouldn't be training like that. Like there's this very famous trainer in the UFC for a fighter named George St. Pierre. And the philosophy, and he's one of the greatest of all time, right? But the philosophy behind that trainer was that we're never going to go above 60% in sparring. Like when you do sparring, it's slow, it's controlled, it isn't live action. You're just essentially practicing your techniques. And if that's the kind of philosophy that Slot has brought to the two-hour training sessions, because no one, I think outside of Jota, no one is getting muscle injuries off the pitch. Everything that I've seen on an injury scale this season has been a contact injury in game, other than the sickness that went around.
Hang on, Mike. What is this comment? I don't get this comment at all.
Let me just say one thing regarding this whole health thing. I'll be honest with you guys. Look, To win a league title, I feel like you need a little bit of luck. This is reality. City have had luck even with Pep. Yes, I mean a little bit, even a sprinkle.
Every time.
And everyone knows this. Look, every Liverpool fan knows this. We lost a league title because of like 5 millimeters. We lost another league title because Wally Watkins is a cunt. We just got demonetized, but I don't care. I have to say it. I fucking hate that.
Right.
I'm not
No,
even
I
gonna.
know what I'm
That's
going to do. I'm good for the rest of the show then. Let's go.
Yes.
That's fair.
So this
Joe
thing
needs
just
to
got
let
demonetized.
loose now.
That's why we lost the other league title. And I feel
Didn't
like
we
we
lose
are.
another league title because Raheem Sterling was onside?
Yes.
He was
And here's the
asleep.
thing. If there is one club in the league that is due a little bit of luck, honestly, it's genuinely us. I'm not even trying to take the piss. Listen, I can mention so many moments over this last, like the whole 11 millimeter stuff, the whole switch and music to McAllister, the Rodri handball. We have had so many like shit luck moments. And if there is
Arsenal,
one
you're in it.
team that deserves pure luck of just having the benefit of having no injuries and a fit side from now to the end of the year, I would really love it to be us because we genuinely deserve that luck. And some people say, Husam, what do you mean? Like, it's just luck. I get where Joe's coming from because theoretically, in theory, we are 2 centre-back injury away from playing Astrid Wet at centre-back, which is not a solution for any of us, which would be worrying in the long run, which is why for me, I really want us, I really want us to I really want us to rotate as smart as possible, and we are doing that. Give you a perfect example. This week we play Bournemouth, we play Spurs. Must win game. Go serious, and then we play Plymouth. In the Plymouth game, there's no need for us. It's okay to criticize Slot, you guys. It's okay if you think he's done something wrong. Against Plymouth, I want us to play someone that has not played a single second this week. Genuinely, I'm being dead serious. Like, just go to Plymouth. Listen, give Endo a run out, give Elliot a run out, give Chiesa, whoever it is that you think has like is a fringe player or a kid, a youngster, whether it's a Nayoni or a
Gallo.
what the fuck is his name? Jaden Dance.
Rio will get a game.
Well, not Nalo now. Whether
Rio,
it's Jaden
Rio will
Dance,
get a game.
you know, yeah, someone like that. Like, just give them a chance, give them an opportunity, because we're going into a really serious run after this. Like the run starts to get like fucking hell. There's a game every 3 days, so I want us to just try our best to rotate as well as possible in these, like in this like next, because we also have tough games coming up, like the games, because obviously Bournemouth, and I've already said before people start to do the whole, oh my god, Husam, you're blah blah blah. Bournemouth, I've already said I think we'll win. Then after that, we've got Everton away, we've got City away, and we've got Newcastle at
Sam, it's the Everton game. The Everton game's massive because
the Everton game.
If we beat Bournemouth and we beat Everton, doesn't matter what Arsenal do, we'll be 9 points clear.
Yeah, but I fucking hate Everton, James.
And Arsenal have to get through City, and even if they draw that game, that's 11 points. Anything above 10 points.
9 points, a 9-point gap in February is extremely difficult to come back from because you ain't got enough games. So Arsenal pretty much have to win every single game.
By the way, are we all supporting City this Sunday? It's not just me, right?
Yes. City must win. I'm blue.
Yeah.
Today
I'll take
blue.
a shower after the game, but for that game,
I'm
baby
a
blue
Mamouche
all
fan.
weekend.
Hey, come on, Mamouche.
Look, I think
anyone but him.
first hat
Anyone
trick.
but him. Phil Foden, please. Just not Marmouche. I need him to flop because I wanted him so fucking bad.
I must
The
say
one
that.
guy,
I
the
think
one
he's
guy
looked
I
good,
will not
didn't he?
celebrate his goal. By the way, I'm warning all the chat. The one guy I'm not celebrating his goal, Bernardo Silva. He could score a worldie in the 98th minute and Arsenal lose 1-0, and I'm still not celebrating. Fuck Bernardo Silva. He's a sewage rat and he's a vermin. And if anyone punches him in the face, I'm gonna buy his shirt. Fucking hate that little rat. That little snobby bastard. I can't stand them. But other than that, anyone scores, I'm good. You get me? Anyone.
I'm with you, man.
But you know, the likelihood of City
And the good thing
right
for us,
now,
sorry,
a
Max.
shadow.
The good thing for us today, we have found out City play Real Madrid, ladies and gentlemen, which means it's gonna be Real Madrid, Liverpool, and then Real Madrid again. Hey, vamos! Let's fucking go, man. Let's go. That is so beautiful. I think they're going to exert so much power in that Real Madrid game, and then they're going to come to us on Sunday and go like, fuck all this. We've lost the league already. They're just going to fucking fold.
Well, if they lose that game to Madrid, the first leg, ooh, That would be the greatest scenario
That's
ever,
better
because
for
then
us.
that's going to put you. I know that's going to put you in a serious conundrum.
Yeah.
Because do you really want to get knocked out of both potentially, or are you going to hedge your bet?
But City right
fucking
now
go,
are
mate.
a shadow of their former selves. This I've been very complimentary
We need
of
the shadow
City
to turn up
over the
someday,
years.
right?
But they're not. Arsenal are going to batter them. Arsenal at least going to beat them. They're going to. I'm
Fraud.
sorry, but the
Fraud.
way City are very fragile at the moment, and Arsenal, like it or not, they have a strength to them, and I think they'll win. But this is what I mean. We just have to look after ourselves. If we win our next 2 games, regardless of what Arsenal do, we go so far ahead of them. I think it really, really knocks them. And then they, like I said, they still have to come to Anfield, right? Like at that point, it's almost certain they're going to have to not just come to Anfield; they're going to have to come to Anfield and win.
Yeah.
And
It's not only that, Rax. It's the
But
fact
actually, you
that
know me well. I'm an asshole. I want.
Isn't
It's
that
the
the
fact
third
that
to last game of the
Arsenal-
season?
I
too?
want Arsenal to give us a guard of honor at Anfield.
Sure,
Yeah, I
want
do as
that
well.
too.
I want to go to that
really-
game.
I
I want to
really
go to
love
that
that.
game.
I would really love
Listen,
that. That
I
would
would
be absolutely
listen.
brilliant.
I'm
That's
just
the
saying, if we
third
get
to
a guard
last game of the
honor,
season.
If
Yeah,
I
I
see
wanna go.
Gabriel and Saliba clapping for Van Dijk,
We need a 10-point gap. A 10-point gap
that
will
will
mean that they
feed
get us.
families.
Well,
Families
no,
of
Rax.
generations.
It's the third to last game of the season. So
yeah.
anything above, if it's a 6-point gap and we draw, we win the league, right?
No, but then
So-
we don't. No, but the guard of honor happens before the start of the game. So if we have a 10-point
so we
gap,
need a 9-point gap.
we need a 10-point gap
Oh,
because
10,
9
10,
points
sorry.
in theory
You're right,
we could lose.
you're right.
So yeah.
You're right.
So yeah.
Theoretically.
But I want to go and I want to win the league.
I've
that day.
already thought about this. You're not the only one.
Well, hold on. What would be more satisfying? Them giving us a lap of honor, or us clinching it against them? If we beat them and we clinched it, would that be better?
Guard of honor is
Guard of
like
honor.
The humiliation. The humiliation would be great.
But the thing is, we also have to play
City.
Chelsea away. We have to play Chelsea away the week before.
By
that,
the way,
and
if
then
we won
Tottenham
the
at
league,
home.
even Chelsea even have to give us a guard of honor if we
Yeah.
won it there.
Yeah, do you know
Every
what I
time
do
we
better?
give them
Because that means we would won the league with like 4 games to go.
Yeah. Anyway, one step at a time. We keep talking. We keep saying one step at a time, and then we start talking about winning this game, extending the lead.
I said we're going to win the league and Champions League doubles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's only 16 games left, so we're kind of we're getting down to it. We're getting down to it.
I am supporting City 3 times this year in both Madrid games and against Arsenal. So let's see if they can do us a favor.
No. Support them in the second Madrid game. Hope that they lose 1-0 in the first leg, so that they have to balance the game against us to then.
Mike,
No,
that's
you want to beat Madrid
I want to plan.
first league.
I just want Madrid out the Champions League so bad. I just need them to fuck off.
Yeah,
'cause
you-
anyone else,
If-
Like,
I
if-
just
anyone
want to win the
else,
league. I don't care
bring
how
me-
it happens.
just bring me anyone else. I'm okay. I'm cool. I don't want to see them in any fucking round. Fuck Real Madrid. That football club has caused me nothing but trauma. I'm done with them. Bring me someone else, please. Please bring me someone else. So, yeah. No, it's not. This is not true. We're sandwiched in between. I'll double check for you now. But we are.
It isn't.
sandwiched
It
in
isn't after. It's.
Yeah, we
the
got
first-
the week off. We got the week off. And City got
It's in between.
Oh wait, he's actually right.
Yeah, we got a week off.
We actually are after the second leg.
Oh,
Yeah, we are. He's actually right. Wow. The game sandwiched in between is City Newcastle, not us.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Okay,
that's
you're
even
actually
worse for
right.
them.
That's a
City
horrible
fixtures.
game.
City have got some horrible fixtures coming up.
Yeah.
So have Arsenal, by the way. Arsenal have got Newcastle away, and they're
and-
already a couple of goals down.
The thing is, Arsenal and
after the City game.
Arsenal and City have far easier runnings than what we do. So that's
Yeah.
why we got to win the league for the running.
But we've been excellent away. So
Yeah.
we've actually been worse at home. I think
We've got the best
than
away record, haven't we?
Yeah.
in the league. Yeah.
Guys, can we not say this before an away game? Because you guys are just doing too much now. And then tomorrow, I'm going to come back to bite us in the ass. Listen, Bournemouth is a very difficult
I'm
opponent.
on
Not
most
that we
channels.
sit away, like,
I want to be winning
This
it.
isn't
You guys are
superstition.
just
No,
fucking
why not?
tempting fate at this point. Relax.
That's a good
guys.
point. If we don't get a week off, if we beat Spurs, because we have the final of the League Cup, don't we? It's a great point.
Imagine like us lifting the League Cup. Oh, yeah. Wait 1 second. So does that
Spurs on Thursday, ain't we?
so that
Spurs on Thursday.
reschedules the City Newcastle game because they're through. If they like, obviously Arsenal are 2-0 down and they have to go to St James's, so most likely it will be Newcastle in the final.
Oh, I think Arsenal beat
So-
Newcastle.
So then that game gets rescheduled. Oh shit! This is gonna be even more
Yeah.
tricky than I thought. Yeah, this is gonna be tricky then. So who do? Okay, so if they have Newcastle sandwiched in between, that means they play Newcastle either on a Saturday or a Sunday, and then Newcastle will go to Wembley, hopefully face us on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and then after that Carabao Cup final, we go play City at the Etihad. That's basically what's gonna happen. Okay, fair enough.
What you're saying is that we need to bin this to Tottenham.
No, I don't. Listen, I would have been at round 3, not fucking semi. You want me to bin it now?
Yeah, I think we're too
Not
far.
semi-
in there, aren't we?
Like,
Semi
listen,
when
like, if we
when
go
you're
back
one
in
goal.
time, and if we go
Yeah.
back in time and like Brighton beat us, I wouldn't have ranted. I'm like, okay, they beat us. I don't give a fuck. But now, semi-final, fuck all this. Semi-final, you got me here.
I want to
Now
win
you
the
got-
trophy.
But this,
Yeah, I
and
want the
Sam,
trophy now.
this is the thing also with the FA Cup, right?
No,
We've got Plymouth Argyle, we beat them, and then we're in the 6th round, and we're, depending on who we get, we may be like a semi-final away, but I just don't. This is the thing I didn't want to do this season. I wanted us to not mug off the cups, but like just not
Right.
focus on the
I
cups.
remember
because-
mine and Rax's argument with Tom at the start of the season.
did
I
it.
remember it.
Rax, I did as well, mate.
But what if Slot wins the
We've done so
quad?
well
Then
with the
then
kids.
his first season he surpasses Pep.
Oh my god!
Could you imagine
Mike,
that?
don't do it, Mike.
When's
Don't do
that
it. We've
quad?
No,
done it.
could you imagine
man.
if he just equals Pep's treble in his first season? That'd do me.
Not even
I'd
equal.
love
What
a
if he just
treble.
surpasses every manager in history? He's the
Does the
first one to win
quad.
all 4.
Does the quad in his
Just,
fifth
he, like
season.
literally just says fuck everyone else. No one's doing better than me.
Hey, look, I'll
I'm
take-
not even doing better than me.
If the only thing we can win is the Premier League this season, I'm taking it all day.
I'm taking it as well.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Would you guys shake my hand
100%.
right now? Just prep.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Shake
Yeah.
hand.
There you
done.
go. I don't give a fuck.
Agreed.
Spurs, congratulations.
Give me a
Ange's
present.
still
Rax, why not
gone.
check
Don't
your
me
care
number
about
20.
the
Not
Champions
taking
League.
that?
Rax wants
you're
all the
not-
gold now. That's what he's just saying.
Give me,
He didn't
give
want
me
to
No,
number 20.
no,
Put me
because-
level with Man United. I want that. Put me
Because-
level with Man
Explain
United.
yourself.
Because I think we are the Premier League is within our grasp, and I think we are one of the best teams in Europe. And when you're one of the best teams in Europe, we are more than capable of winning the Champions League. Yes, it can turn on a fixture. It can turn on like the Atletico Madrid game, right? We absolutely battered them for the whole 90 minutes, and they got a couple of goals, right? He who shall not be named, and all that stuff. But I think we're so close to doing that double. I almost feel like the Premier League is this close away already. So I'm a little bit reluctant. I understand. But I'm not going to be unhappy if we only win the Premier League. Of course not. But I'm not willing to give up the Champions League dream just yet.
We're also going to
Sorry.
have the most favorable draw. I mean, we are the number 1 seed. We don't have to play the number 2 until the final. We would potentially not have, let's say Manchester City do go through. The only time we would have to play them would be in the semifinal. So, we're
Actually,
looking
Mike, let me tell you exactly who we
It's a
play. Let's make
favourable
this
draw, you know.
completely crystal clear.
Yeah.
Okay, so we play either Brest or PSG, then either Club Brugge, Atalanta, Lille, or Aston Villa. Then I would assume one of Atletico, Inter, or Arsenal in a semi-final. So we have avoided like Madrid and we have avoided City because on the other side you've got the Madrids and the Cities and the Bayerns and all that shit. So we avoid them completely, which is obviously something really good for us. Actually, no, we don't avoid them completely. In the semi, dependent on the draw, we could face Bayern, but not Real Madrid.
we just can't play Barcelona until the final.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
I
it's
think-
it's
Can
the
I say
Inter
something,
Milan
man?
one which worries me.
I'd rather,
like,
if you give me a chance right now, would you rather draw Barca or Madrid? I'm choosing Barca.
yeah.
yeah, I'd rather draw Barca.
Oh, yeah. Barca.
Fuck all this Barcelona.
Barcelona.
on paper.
Barcelona are great going forward, but their defense is shocking.
Yeah, it'll be
100%.
it'll be an incredible match. That will be such an entertaining game.
Cross
think
that bridge
I'd
when we
have
get
to-
there, though.
I
We don't want to
I
start
honestly
talking about the
think
big 4.
I honestly think that'll be the final. That semi-final, you check all them things you just said there, Sam. We should be getting to the semi-final.
Can I tell you who I think the final will be? Liverpool Inter.
That'd be
No, don't we
Listen,
play
I
into them?
hate I hate to
goes
burst the
into
bubble
our
here,
side.
though.
You and Mo, that would be
Listen,
hilarious.
I
That
don't
would be
I
so
don't I don't want to
funny.
That
burst the
will not
bubble.
be hilarious because we're emotionally involved. So that will
Is
not
it
be
on our side though? I thought Inter was on our side.
I don't want to burst our
They're on
optimistic
both. They're
bubble
in both.
here.
It depends on the draw.
Okay,
It depends on the draw. Yeah.
Inter worry me.
We shouldn't talk about winning things because the last time we won something, we didn't spend any money. And my greatest fear is that Liverpool
Mike.
Liverpool do end up getting a double,
Sorry,
and then Richard
sorry.
Hughes and Michael Edwards get to turn around and say, "Hey, hold on, you idiots!
Don't do
I
the
made that
forward.
happen. I made that happen. I gave you guys 2
Mike-
trophies. We don't need to spend shit. We don't need to spend
But Mike,
shit.
surely,
Now
surely
I need
you're saying,
therapy.
therefore we shouldn't win
Why
these
do you have to
trophies.
go there,
right?
Mike?
You're not saying
I
let's
had to
not
burst
win
the
these
bubble.
trophies. So
Husam introduced me with chaos. I got to bring the
Here's
chaos.
here's the thing. Mike makes a valid point in terms of like the spending because I really did hope we just get one player. I mean, last week, remember when we did the stream? We did the stream last week.
2-game
and we
ban. All right,
spoke
see you boys in 3 weeks.
We spoke about the possibility of Sharky, and I really wanted it to happen, to be honest with you, because I know he can make a difference in the final third. In order for us, and this is just me being genuine right now, I'm just being completely honest. In order for us to win, like the quad or whatever it is, like complete football, I'll be honest with you, we need a shitload of luck on our side. I'm gonna be completely honest here. We do need luck. It's the luck of the injuries, it's the luck of like the fitness, it's like a lot of things need to go our way. Like for the first time in our life, we need Konate fit for a whole 4 months. Now if that happens, okay, we'll talk, mate. But if that doesn't happen, I'm like, I don't know about that. So, for me, I feel like we do need a bit of luck, and we need some players as well delivering. And this is not just like a Salah deliver by himself. We know Diaz delivers in purple patches. We need like a Diaz purple patch in like March or something,
Yeah, it's coming, don't you? You know it's coming.
Yeah, but like bring it soon.
Even Nunes will get. Nunes, he's already had a couple of vital goals recently. There will come a time, hope in that period, where if we want to achieve what we want to achieve, Nunes will need to step up and score the odd goal here and there. So, but I think we're capable of doing it. I really think we're capable of doing it.
We do need some luck.
And also, we need to start scoring some set pieces. Like we really do.
I agree. This is
if we scoring some set pieces, it makes a huge difference.
I think
we have been ass at set pieces this season.
No, but you're all saying correct stuff. Mike, what Mike just said is also true. Yes, midfield need to chime in some goals as well. Guys, I'm telling you all right now, Salah is not going to score every game. Trent is not going to have fantastic crosses every game. Van Dijk is not going to be this rock every game. Alisson will make a mistake from now to the end of the season. Like even our 4 world-class players will have like so that's when you need, whether it's a Diaz or a Gakpo or a Nunes or a Jota or a whoever, someone just do something. You get what I'm saying? Even if like Federico Chiesa turns into like Divock Origi for like a 2-month period, let's fucking go.
5 goals out of him is a huge difference.
I think recently, the last few weeks, we have been starting to share the goals a little bit more.
Yeah,
and I love that.
That's definitely been. I think Szoboszlai's got 10 GA this season. He's stepping up. Elliott scored a few goals. Curtis Jones scored a few goals. I don't expect McAllister and Graham Birch to score because I don't think that's their role in the team. They're there as the defensive pivot and the controllers.
Curtis Jones begging it after saying Hazard is better.
So the team is scoring goals now. Cody, what's Cody on this season? Like 14 goals or something, man.
He's on 20 GA.
The team are starting to score goals, and I think if they can keep spreading that across and not having to rely on Mo all the time, then it's only better for us, ain't it? Because
hell yeah,
it's only better for us at the end of the day.
I think as well. I think we've always suffered because we haven't had enough players that have kind of got close enough to Mo in the team, and I feel like Cody could actually be someone that can start getting closer to his numbers. He's been really influential, and he's been helping Mo as well with goals. I think he's got like 4 assists this season.
Listen, Cody and Diaz both have 8 goals each, right? Yeah. If by game week 38, Gakpo is on 16 and Diaz is on 15, 16, that's good enough to win.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's good enough to win. But I
think Cody can get 30 GA this season, and that's really good. That's a good output. Like,
Is that
I get what
successful
you're
enough?
saying, but me, I'm
Darwin
talking
Núñez
about
output.
goals. I'm talking about goals specifically. You get what I'm saying? I'm talking about
Yeah,
goals specifically.
Cody's a bit of a
Talking about
little
goals
bit of a
specific.
Cody's a little bit of a clutch
That's what I'm
player as
talking
well,
about.
isn't
I'm
he?
talking about goals specifically, like
Yeah.
just purely goals. That's what I mean. Like, okay, so you're on 8. Let me double check if they actually are on 8 in the league.
Sure.
Yeah, actually, both of them are on 8 each.
And
I
they're
just
left
double
wingers.
checked.
Ain't bad.
Yeah, they're both on 8 each. Okay, so we're in currently, how many games are left? We're in match week what? We're in match
24?
week 20.
With 16
yeah, is it
16. We have 16 games
16
left. Okay, if you get me 1 goal every 2 games, I'm good with that. Like that's fantastic. That's something we can all work with.
If Cody and Diaz and Salah are all in double figures at the end of the season for goals, that's immense. And then
Hell yeah,
if you got players like Darwin coming in and chipping in, players like Jota coming in and chipping in, Szoboszlai getting the odd one here, Harvey getting the odd one, Curtis Jones getting the odd goal as well. Yeah, I mean that's hard to stop. That is hard
Curtis
to stop.
Jones begging it.
Begging it.
But don't forget,
After
we also
talking
don't
shit
concede a
about the
lot.
King.
So
No, we
Yeah,
don't.
we don't. Well, we don't concede a lot either. So
We don't.
yeah, yeah,
And
We're starting to play
Chiesa as
better.
well, by the way. And Chiesa, Chiesa's got what?
Spaghetti
I think he's
Mafia.
played 4
Fucking
games
goal.
and he's got 1 goal and 2 assists. Like he's
Yeah.
the only thing I'll say about Chiesa in the midweek game was like that man was desperate to score, wasn't it?
He was,
He didn't get his head up once. He was just shooting.
Fucking right.
he likes
yeah, but
shooting,
his
doesn't he?
but
He likes
his
shooting.
desperation led to a penalty. It should have
Yeah.
led to another penalty because we
Yeah,
had
when he
one
got
that wasn't
tripped.
called for us.
He stepped
Oh,
on his
when
And,
he
foot.
got his foot,
and then it led to a goal. Like also Chiesa, the dude's he's got a great shot. Like the amount of times this season where, I mean, I know he's only played like 5 games, but every
He's hit
time
the
he's
post
in there,
twice as well, Mike.
exactly,
post twice as well.
he's getting shots on goal. Like I hear Jamie's point. Like the coming back, helping defending, is it up to par with what we want? Maybe not, but like his energy up front is creating goals and creating goal scoring opportunities, and that's all we need out of a backup right winger. We just need you to create 1 or 2 more chances in a game when you come on, and that's it. Like I don't need you to put up crazy goals because if Salah keeps putting up his numbers, he's a Ballon d'Or. So like your job is to just come in and do a job. And if you do it, just literally be Endo on the right wing. That's it. That's all I'm asking.
And Chiesa coming in now, like we're talking about players stepping in and taking opportunities. Hopefully, this is a sign that Chiesa in these last few months of the season, now he's maybe fully acclimatized, he's played a bit better. It may take 2 or 3 goals or something like that from him that end up leading us to glory. And if it does, good on him, man.
Who gives a fuck? Do you think people say like, oh, Origi scored against Barcelona? No one gives a fuck.
Exactly.
I do.
No one.
I do.
People don't even remember the fact that people don't even remember the fact that it was Joel Matip who got an assist for like an Origi goal in a Champions League final. People don't remember the pass that he played. It was actually fucking Matip who got the assist. So yeah, listen, as long as we win, we're good to go. Let me just before we end, I just want to ask you one final question, guys. Guys, we're 12 likes away from 200. I don't want to keep saying like and subscribe, so just like the video and subscribe. So I'll end this topic on this. I want all of you to give me a prediction for Bournemouth and Spurs as well. So, Mike, start with you.
Spurs will win 3-0.
Spurs will win?
Yeah. No. Spurs will win. We will win. Spurs, we will win.
You fraud, you scared the fuck out of me, bro.
No.
Spurs,
Spurs
are going to come to Anfield and win 3-0.
No. Spurs, we will win 3-0. Sorry, I said will a little bit too quickly. We will win 3-0 against Spurs. Bournemouth, I think Bournemouth's tough because it's just we struggle the most in the first 30 minutes of games recently. We just got to get through the first 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
If Bournemouth score in the first 30, I'll say 2-1 Liverpool. If Bournemouth don't score in the first 30, I'll say we'll end up winning that game like 3-4-0. Because if we score first, they will start to fall apart at the seams. They'll play more expansive. We'll cut them open. If they score first, I feel like it's going to be a lot like Brentford, Nottingham Forest. We're just going to have to envelop some pressure, and then build our way back into the game. And then that'll force the front line to actually be clinical. Because listen, I know that we've been scoring a lot of goals, but we could also be way more clinical. Our conversion rate is shit right now, even with scoring all of these goals. So it's like a double-edged sword with Bournemouth. But either way, we're going to win. So the prediction doesn't matter.
Okay, Kmack, same question.
I've been a bit wild with my score lines recently, so I'm just going to say 2-0 for both. But we will have loads of shots, but it will only be 2-0 on both games, home and away.
2-0.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! Listen, everyone's taking that. Just let's get 3 points.
Like
and
I literally said, like 6-4 for the PSV game on your halftime.
He did. Kmack came on at halftime. He's like 6-4. I'm like, bro, like fair enough.
No.
10 goals thriller. Jamie.
I'm going to change my score. I think we'll beat Bournemouth actually 4-2. I'm going to give Bournemouth 2 goals. We're going to beat them 4-2, and we're going to beat Spurs 5-2.
Oh, that'll be a good game.
Rax, forget the Bitcoin, Rax. Answer the coin.
I think Bournemouth are going to come out fast, like Mike suggested. And I think if we can weather that, 20, 25 minutes, and then we'll establish ourselves and be dominant. And I think we win 2-0. And Spurs, I think it's reasonably comfortable. I'd say 2 or 3-0. I don't want us to extend ourselves and go crazy, but we'll do enough to win the game. On to the next games after that.
I'm going to be amazing about one game and shit about the other. I think we beat Bournemouth 5-0, and I think we draw 1-1 with Spurs. I think Spurs go through to the final. Because this is a bunch of players who have absolutely nothing to fight for, and this is it. This is like their whole season on the line. So, yeah, that's my unfortunate prediction. But yeah, I do think tomorrow we're going to have a goals party, and I think we're going to absolutely slap the fuck out of Bournemouth, to be honest with you. So, yeah. Let me just grab these super chats for a wrap up.
Welcome,
we get an early goal. Bournemouth going to crumble. I agree with this. I agree with it. Listen, I don't think Bournemouth are a match for us, to be honest with you. You want to come play football against us and attack? Good luck, mate. So, yeah. Big up to Spider LFC, who says, I'm only spending £5, to tell Jay and Kmack how handsome I am, and for them to admit it, tomorrow's result is a formality. Big up, fellas.
Big up, Spider.
Big up, Spider, mate.
Big up. Do you guys know Spider?
Yeah.
He's a streamer. Big up to him. Big up to him anyway. Big up to you, Spider. Big up to Kalamantas, who just sent in the 50 Egyptian pounds. Big up to you, my brother. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Big up to the Egyptian people. Hopefully Marmoush scores Sunday. Liverpool versus Arsenal Champions League final. Liverpool win the double. The reason why that's unrealistic is you have Arsenal reaching a final. That's the unrealistic part. So stop it. So stop it, Mike. I like the assholeness element of this, but stop it.
I remember
Arsenal will not go. Arsenal are not going to get through Inter or any of these teams. Listen,
I remember when we played Arsenal in the Champions League. I think it was like
Jamie, I don't want to play any English side in a final.
No, 2008 or 2009, I think it was. We played Arsenal in the Champions League, and there were a couple of hairy moments, but we battered them at Anfield. And I just remember Cesc Fabregas kind of flailing, trying to catch up. That was
Julio Baptista. Them days.
I want it to be a Liverpool Arsenal Champions League final because I want the ref to give.
Yeah,
Liverpool...
but then you're gonna.
No, but I want the ref to give Liverpool a penalty in the 90th minute when it's 1-1.
Oh my god!
When it wasn't a penalty, for then Salah to score it to win the Champions League, to see all Arsenal fans go mad again at referees. That's what I want, man.
Look, I think
Jamie,
Arsenal are a good team.
Amazing,
I want all the good
teams
teams to get knocked out by other teams.
I don't want that to
have an easy one. I want all the good teams to be knocked out by other good teams, and have us to have the easiest.
Yeah, why can't we just play Lille in the Champions League final?
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't. Arsenal, they have the capability to make it difficult for any team. So I'd rather avoid them. Let them play Real Madrid. Let them play Inter. Let all these fuckers knock each other out, and then we can just get to the final and do like we did.
I don't want to see Kai Havertz in a final. I don't want to see Kai Havertz in a final.
No, I agree.
I've gone to more exciting funerals than watching Arsenal play.
Can we play
Well,
PSV
on that
again?
note, big up to Nafisa who said hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you so much, Nafisa. I appreciate you. Thank you for always showing us love. Thank you for always showing us support. I appreciate you, Nafisa. You've always shown us love and support. Appreciate it, despite the fact that we're shitting on your club. Nafisa is an Arsenal fan, you guys.
I apologize, Nafisa.
My
Big up to you,
condolences.
Big up to you, Nafisa.
We'll have to put
Anyway,
that
listen, this has been one hell of a stream. I really enjoyed doing this. If you're wondering why Andy Robertson is on the thumbnail for tomorrow's game, it's because Vel is a prick. And because I overslept. I was supposed to do United Steaua Bucharest. I overslept, and his punishment is for him to put Robertson on the thumbnail for tomorrow. So it's not my choice. It's the fraud Vel's choice. Even though I pay him, he still gets to make these moves. Anyway, regardless. Rak,
He will play tomorrow, though. He will play tomorrow.
I know he will, because he was the first one subbed off against PSV. Raxing1 on Twitter. Make sure you guys go give him a subscribe. Jamie Phillips Football Chats. It's in the description. Go give him a subscribe. The Kmack channel is also in the description. Please do go give him a subscribe. Mike Dax LFC. Go give him a subscribe. One day he will become the most famous Liverpool content creator. Regardless, this stream, I really back Mike. I think he has what it takes. Big up to all of you guys. 100%. Mike genuinely has what it takes. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. That's a genuine compliment, Mike. Before you think I'm being an asshole, wallah, I'm being serious.
It's okay. I've got my calculator up here taking notes. It's all good.
So this is why you can't say nice things about this guy. I meant what I said, and then he look how you. Anyway, this stream's gonna take you over to the Bridge Nation. Ahmed, the Chelsea fan, go spam his chat with Garnacho. Just to
Well, found another winger.
Just
Wait,
spam his chat with Garnacho.
Is that going to happen? Is that going to happen?
I don't know, but we have to manifest it in it. You have to
That'd be
manifest it in
hilarious.
it.
How many wingers?
Nafisa, his name is right in front of your face. Why do you write rack like rack of lamb? It's not rack like that. It's like this right here. See, rack, R-A-K. It's short for Rakesh. But because we're
Thank
cool
you,
with each
Nafisa.
other,
Thank you,
we just say
Nafisa. Thank
rack.
you very much. Anyway, thank you very much. Anyway.
Oh, so I'm the asshole. Okay, okay, write it this way then. Write it this way. Happy now? Regardless, guys. See you guys over on Ahmed's stream. Spam Garnacho in his chat. Peace out, man.
Nunez.